My God, everyone. I'm back. It's been quite a while since I've posted, but there's a lot going on in the world. I've been trying to take it all in and process everything that's going on. But I'm back here with exercises that I'm going to run you guys through real quick, and then we'll go from there. So I will also post a screenshot of these exercises so you can see exactly what they are. But there's quite a few of them if you notice that. But if you notice, the sets are low and the reps are higher. They're difficult exercises to do, which is one of the reasons why I have the sets lower. The other side of it is also you got to remember that these are in conjunction with an actual strength conditioning program. So these are not intended to take up a lot of energy, but it is intended to get your core. I guess these are more core exercises, so it's also intended to stimulate the central nervous system. So we're going to go through these right now. The first one is a seated low to high halo chop, and I'm going to show you right now what that is. So what that is I have a band, and it's a band like this, okay? They can go over your hands or your wrist, either or, doesn't really matter. This is more of a thoracic mobility exercise than it is a rotator cuff. I'm just using the band as an aid to keep the arms out and the shoulders engaged. So seated, the goal on the exercise is to take the lateral side of the right elbow and put it on the lateral side of the left elbow, and then the other side is the same concept, the lateral side of the left elbow to the lateral side of the right knee. So it's going to look a lot like this. So reach down. You're going to want to reach down and then back here for the exercise. All right, here and then low to high. Don't double over. Stay up straight here and back, both sides. So here and over. That's the first one. The second one is throwing stance, prayer stretch. I've done something similar to this before, where you're kneeling down onto a table and you've got your elbows back. This one is just a variation of it. Okay. What will end up happening is you'll get the band and go into your throwing stance. Come out. The big key on this one is not to let the band pull you back and taking you into thoracic extension. Sorry, I can't talk. So that's the goal of it. So with that being said, you'll walk out, you'll put tension on the band and let the band pull the shoulders back, while essentially you're keeping your chest and your core tight and straight up and down. Okay, don't do this. Just stay here and let the band pull you back. You'll feel a lot in your lats and you'll feel your chest open up. The next one is the alternating band rows. These are the exercises that get pretty difficult. So with that being said, I have a Swiss ball that I have over here. Okay, grab the Swiss ball. You'll need a band. I have one of the thinner bands right here. Pin the Swiss ball up against the wall so you stabilize it. If you don't have a Swiss ball, or preferably a Bosu ball, use the end of a bench, but take the band. I like to put my knuckles in the ball. What you'll end up doing next is, if you're not very sure about it, start closer to the ball. If that's easy, get your feet further away from the ball, okay? Stabilize here. This is an exercise that you don't want to hammer through, because if you go through these really fast, you start losing a lot of control and it defeats the purpose of the exercise. So, that being said, here, go into a row, back down, stabilize, here, back. You can do alternating, or you can just hammer out one side, but you gotta come back and reset and go back, okay? Those are the band rows. The next one is the kneeling overhead prayer stretch. It's the same concept of the throwing stance, except all you're doing is you're kneeling down and you're just letting the band pull you back overhead, keeping that core straight. Do not flare the ribs at all. That's a big thing that you see a lot of pitchers do. If you're not quite sure what it is, or for the AT students out there, lay a baseball player, specifically a pitcher, down on the table, and what ends up happening is you bring them out to 90-90, take them into passive external rotation of the shoulder, and you'll see them flare up. You'll see them arch their back, and you'll see the rib cage flare. We don't want that, so this is an exercise to help correct that. It's along the lines of dead bugs. It's meant to stabilize the core and keep the rib cage from that rib flare. The band pendulums and the straight arm pullbacks, same thing here with the Swiss ball. Pendulums, what will end up happening is it's gonna be a half circle. Okay, so here and back. Over and back is 2 on this exercise. Normal exercises are over and back is 1. This one will be 2. So it's 1, 2, and then you just keep going here, on those. So what it'll end up looking like is here, same concept, and stabilize. Go into a half circle, come back over. Okay, here. Back and forth on those. Next one is the pullbacks. Same concept. Here, boom, get yourself set and pull straight back, okay? The main thing you want to realize and focus on this one is when you pull back, you don't want to rotate your shoulders with it, so where you open up. You want to stay straight, so you're essentially looking like this, okay? Versus pulling back and doing this. We don't want that, we want it straight back. Reverse pull down with oblique crunch. I mean, we've pretty much seen these in the gym. So, take a band, set it up, like so. What will end up happening is take the band, grab it here, okay? Don't let the band pull you across. Keep your body perpendicular to the band. Pull down, lock the lat down, and go this way, okay? Come back up, pull it down, lock the lat, here. The thing you need to remember on this one is it's not like an actual crunch where you're kind of rolling over. You want the core to stay straight up, okay? So the core staying here, and you're essentially bending at the hips, okay? Going over. Staying straight up, not here and crunching, okay? So remember that one. The quadruped bird dogs. These are probably the hardest one you're gonna do in this exercise. Gonna show you what you need. You'll need a single foam roller. I have 2 just because I couldn't find a long one. So I'm using 2 of them, okay? Now, with that being said, what I did, like I said, I took the 2. Like I said, this is probably on the harder end of exercises that I'm ever gonna have my guys do. But we've been building up for this, so I'm okay with it. So your normal bird dog, you guys have all seen them. It's this one, boom, boom, here, here. you can only do so many of those before your body gets used to them and you're no longer stimulating the central nervous system. So, with that being said, how do you take a theoretically good exercise and make it harder? Well, the next step up, and this goes for any exercise that you're doing on ground, like, hey, you want to make it harder? All right, throw an unstable surface underneath them, which is why I got the foam rollers. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a unstable surface underneath them where they're forced to use their core and hold it there throughout the entire range of motion, because if they lose their core activation in this exercise, they lose their form. So they've really got to concentrate on keeping that core tight and that glute pushed down into the foam roller. Okay, so it's going to be the same position on your knees. Okay, here, and pick a side. Lock the core in. See how I've got my shoulders here? Lock the core in and go. Okay, boom, that's one. Relax, lock the core down. 2. Lock the core down again. 3. Lock the core down. 4. If you notice with me, I'm a little stronger when I'm taking my right arm and my left leg, and it's just because you'll see this with guys, like, so I'm right-handed, so my right leg is my push-off leg, so that side is a lot stronger and I have more control over it versus the other side, so that's why I'm a little bit more controlled on that end. Those are it. I'll post this, and then I'm going to do another video that it will probably generate some thoughts, and I'm perfectly fine with it. I welcome them. The few followers that I have, some of y'all might get mad and not follow me. That's okay, that's fine. But I'm going to touch on a weighted ball program and give what at least I think are my logical thoughts on it. You guys can take a listen and you can say, no, you're batshit crazy. Hey, wouldn't be the first time I've been told I'm batshit crazy, but you know, I'm perfectly fine with that. So, and by a weighted ball program, I mean an actual, like, throwing weighted balls to get warmed up, and then going and throwing and doing your thing. It'll be a little bit of a lengthier video, so you know, but I'll present some, like I said, what I think are pretty logical theories for it. And I guess, anyway, I'm rambling on, so just be on the lookout for that one. Otherwise, guys, stay safe, stay smart out there. Wear a mask. Obviously, I'm not wearing one here, but I'm indoors and I'm the only one by here. I'm by myself, so you know. Again, stay safe. It's crazy times out there right now. I'm not going to get too much into it because I'm trying not to make this a political thing. So we'll just leave it at that. Talk to you guys later.